Have you ever tried to create a persona that represents you, but after realizing it doesn't look like you or feel like you? Then don't worry, because you're not the only one. In this video, I'm going to be creating my own persona so you can draw along and do the same process as me if you like the outcome, of course.
So if you know me, you know I have lots of personas, and they never stuck because they never felt like me. They were more like an OC than anything. Even though I liked them, I never felt like I was them. Worst of all, I couldn't even use them as my YouTube characters because they were so complex, I couldn't draw them over and over again. But that gave me a lot of experience, so don't worry, because today I'm going to walk you through to my last persona I made, and the definitive, of course, and how I finally found a method that could translate my personality into my character. Alright, first step, make a Pinterest board. And hold up. Don't make it yet without these things in mind. You're looking for a vibe, not a character design. What I mean by that is that you have to choose what your vibe is. The good thing about this process is that you don't have to really choose actively. It's your subconscious that through the Pinterest board will construct your own vibe, because you know the things you like. When you see a Pinterest image like it's a cat or a tomato and you think, hey, that's me, you have your essence. Don't worry if there are concepts that don't clash together well, because we will think about that later. Alright, you have your Pinterest board, but it doesn't make any sense. Things don't clash, things don't go together. That's good, don't worry about it. Now it is a step when we're going to throw out all the pieces that don't make any sense. And how are you going to do that? Well, with this simple step. Look at your Pinterest board. Do you see any color scheme that keeps repeating? For example, on my Pinterest board there was a lot of red and green. I didn't know I liked that much red and green, but I had selected a lot of pictures that had lots of red and green. So it was pretty definitive that red and green were my vibe, and all the other colors were out of my Pinterest board. Obviously, color isn't the only thing. I found that a lot of pictures I selected had a lot of star motif. I didn't even know I liked stars, but okay, brain, if you like stars, my character will have stars. I'm being very specific because when I see a lot of tutorials, I say, create your own persona, but they have like the concept nailed down first thing, they have the sketch already done, and I never know how they do it. So now you know, it's very chaotic, but it works. Alright, now you should have a Pinterest board that has like 20 pins and a basic idea of the concepts you want to incorporate to your character design. We can now start doing the sketch. First of all, why do you need this persona? Are you going to do silly doodles? Then I recommend doing a simple style. Are you going to be doing illustrations with them? Complex style. It's really easy, you don't have to think much about the style. But for the love of God, if you want to do YouTube, do a simple design. Believe me, simple sometimes is better. You will spend a lot of hours in a drawing that some people won't even look at. Anyways, yep, what I did for my design was really simple, but that's because I had two characters that inspired me a lot that I wanted to replicate the style, and they were Chikawa and Toro. There are two characters that I think that are really cute, that have really wholesome art styles, and I vibe with them a lot. They just feel very me, honestly. So I recommend that if you have any character that you think, hey, that seems like me, take them as inspo. I can't stress enough that taking inspo is not cheating, and you don't have to worry about people saying, hey, it looks like this character, because all characters look like other characters. Don't worry. Anyway, small tip, if you want to check if your character design reads well, just zoom out a lot and try to look if the main characteristics of your character still read well. For example, mine still reads as a cat because the ear section is very clear and made all the characteristics that were complex inside. Other tips would be, for example, use a texture brush. It can bring more personality to your character and maybe shape your art style so it can be more unique. The other thing is that you don't have to put every single detail you selected in your Pinterest board onto the final character design. For example, I had a lot of stars in my Pinterest board, but I thought my character was too simple to have a complex shape added to it, so I simplified the star design and put it on the shirt. It doesn't damage the overall shape structure, but keeps the unique characteristic that maybe makes your character evolve into your persona. When you have checked all the boxes, you can do your final design or render of your character and maybe do a turnaround if you're feeling fancy, so you have a character sheet to refer to when you want to draw your character design. It's also really helpful since you can see your character from different perspectives and see if the design works from all the angles. Explaining how to do that would need a whole new video, so if you're interested in that, comment below, and if I see that you guys are interested in that, maybe I will do a video showing all the tips and tricks on how to do it successfully without stressing too much. Alright, you have the final design, but if you want to test if your character design is really your persona, you have to wear it a lot. What I mean by that is that you have to draw a lot of them, doing different things, to identify if you really think you have captured your essence. Trust me, you will know if you have successfully created your own persona, and if you haven't, don't worry, just repeat the process until you're satisfied. If you feel that your persona doesn't click as a character design, you can ask your friends what's wrong, or you can join our Discord. Of course I had the Discord. The Discord is a shared Discord with other creators that like to draw as well, so if you have any doubts, you can join the Discord and we will help you.
Alright, well, with this, you have your persona, and I have shared all my knowledge in persona designs. If you weren't bothered by my accent and think I'm a bit funny, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel where I will be uploading more videos about art and other things. Thank you for watching, see ya! Also, if you followed my tutorial, please join the Discord so I can see your designs. I would be really happy if you do that. Bye 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 bye!